Before she met Wanda, before the chaos magic, Agatha Harkness had her own dark and dangerous journey. In this video, we dive deep into her story, full of betrayal, secrets, and the ultimate test of power versus redemption. From the trials of Salem to the deadly face-off with Rio Vidal, Agatha's battle for control over magic is nothing like you've seen before. But there's one twist no one saw coming, and you won't want to miss it. The series opens with Agatha Harkness, Catherine Hahn, still imprisoned in Westview, following the events of WandaVision. Stripped of her powers and cursed to relive mundane suburban life, Agatha seems defeated. However, the audience quickly realizes that she retains some memories of her former self and is aware of Wanda Maximoff's hold over her. The episode starts in an eerie, atmospheric setting reminiscent of a 1950s suburban town, not much like the backdrop of WandaVision. The cinematography mirrors early TV sitcoms, creating a sense of continuity with the original series. Agatha's internal monologue drives much of the narrative as she reflects on her past as a powerful witch and how she became trapped in Westview. Agatha is suddenly jolted from her monotonous existence when she encounters a mysterious teenage boy, later revealed to be Billy Kaplan, Joe Locke, who seems to possess magical powers. Billy recognizes Agatha's true nature, although she is initially skeptical. He cryptically hints that he knows how to free her from Wanda's curse. Despite her cynicism, Agatha's curiosity is piqued. The episode's tone shifts as Billy introduces Agatha to the concept of the Witch's Road, a mythical path that witches have traversed for centuries to reclaim their power. The show skillfully blends elements of dark fantasy and witchcraft with the signature Marvel humor. Agatha reluctantly agrees to follow Billy, setting the stage for her journey of self-discovery and power restoration. In a parallel subplot, we meet Lilia Calderu, Patti Luponi, a powerful witch who resides in a hidden dimension. Lilia, sensing disturbances in the magical realms, starts preparing for a confrontation that will inevitably involve Agatha. The second episode dives deeper into the lore of the Witch's Road. Agatha and Billy begin their journey through a dark, twisted landscape filled with mystical creatures and ancient magic. The road itself is a manifestation of power, and only the most skilled witches can survive its trials. The dynamic between Agatha and Billy is central to their journey. Agatha is forced to confront her past, with flashbacks constantly underestimating her Billy's abilities. Her betrayal, while Billy proves to be more than just a teenage boy with power, and her failed attempt to manipulate Wanda is at the heart of the series, providing both flashbacks are interwoven with present-day challenges as Agatha and Billy face off against spectral enemies and supernatural puzzles on the Witch's Road. At the end of the episode, they encounter Jennifer Kale, Sashir Zamata, a mysterious witch who serves as a guardian of the Witch's Road. She warns them of the dangers ahead and offers cryptic advice to Agatha about reclaiming her powers. The episode concludes with Agatha growing more determined, despite her reluctance to trust anyone, especially Billy. As Agatha and Billy continue their journey, they come across a hidden coven of witches led by Alice Gulliver, Ali An. This coven has been living in secrecy, trying to stay hidden from the MCU's greater magical threats. The witches, wary of Agatha's notorious past, are hesitant to help her but are intrigued by Billy's potential. In this episode, we get a deeper exploration of witch lore within the MCU. Alice reveals ancient spells and rituals that connect to Agatha's history, linking her lineage to the oldest known witches. There's an underlying theme of redemption as Agatha struggles to reconcile her past actions with her desire for power. Alice challenges her, suggesting that power without purpose leads only to ruin. The pacing slows down slightly in this episode to allow for character introspection. We see Agatha's emotional walls beginning to crack, especially when she learns that Billy might hold the key to restoring not just her powers, but Wanda's as well. Agatha's guilt over her manipulation of Wanda resurfaces, hinting at possible redemption. At the end of the episode, the Coven agrees to help Agatha and Billy, but only if they pass a series of trials that test their loyalty and magical prowess. These trials, set for the next episode, promise high stakes and personal revelations. The trials that Agatha and Billy must undergo are grueling and test their abilities as well as their resolve. This episode is action-packed, filled with magical duels, illusions, and psychological battles. Each trial forces Agatha to confront a different part of her past. The cinematography becomes more surreal and dreamlike as the lines between reality and magic blur. The first trial pits Agatha against a manifestation of her mother, Agatha Harkness, whom Agatha betrayed centuries ago. The confrontation is emotionally charged, with Agatha grappling with feelings of betrayal, guilt, and a desire for approval. Agatha's spirit represents Agatha's internal conflict between her lust for power and her need for validation. Meanwhile, Billy faces his own trials, which are equally significant. His connection to the magical world is explored in greater depth, and he begins to suspect that his destiny is tied to the Maximoff family. The trial forces him to confront his fears and insecurities about his powers. At the end of the episode, Agatha and Billy successfully complete the trials, earning the coven's aid. However, Agatha is left with more questions than answers. What is Billy's true purpose? And can she truly trust him? The episode closes on a cliffhanger as a mysterious figure watches them from the shadows, hinting at more dangers to come. With their trials complete, Agatha and Billy are given a temporary sanctuary within the coven. However, Agatha's journey is far from over. She remains determined to reclaim her full power, but now there's a deeper understanding of her purpose. Power without direction is dangerous, and the mistakes of her past have taught her hard lessons. The episode dives into this emotional and psychological struggle. As Agatha and Billy prepare to leave the coven, a new adversary emerges. Rio Vidal, Aubrey Plaza, a powerful witch with her own dark agenda. Rio's motivations are shrouded in mystery, but it becomes clear she is after something far more sinister than power. She seeks to manipulate the chaos magic that Wanda had once unleashed. This revelation sends shockwaves through Agatha, reminding her of the destruction that Wanda's magic can cause. Rio confronts Agatha, claiming that their destinies are intertwined. Rio believes that Agatha holds the key to unlocking chaos magic again, and she challenges Agatha to either join forces with her or be destroyed. Agatha refuses, knowing the danger that chaos magic poses, especially after her time with Wanda. This episode is filled with high-tension confrontations, as the coven is caught in the crossfire between Agatha and Rio. We also see an unexpected side of Billy as he steps up to defend Agatha, showcasing his rapidly growing powers. His magical abilities begin to rival those of the witches around him, causing some members of the coven to grow suspicious of his true nature. The episode ends with a battle between Rio and Agatha. The intensity of their fight demonstrates the full scope of their magical abilities. Agatha, despite still being weakened, manages to hold her own, but it's clear that Rio is a formidable foe. Just when it seems that Agatha might be defeated, Billy taps into his latent powers, unleashing a burst of magic that forces Rio to retreat. However, this surge of magic leaves Billy Agatha shaken, and Billy's journey, Agatha worried about deeper into the mysteries and for their journey ahead. After their confrontation with Rio, the two are left grappling with the revelation that chaos magic might still be within reach. Agatha is haunted by the fear that her involvement could once again lead to catastrophic consequences, as it did with Wanda. The episode introduces a powerful magical artifact known as the Dark Mirror, an ancient relic that shows witches their true selves, both their greatest potential and their darkest impulses. Agatha, reluctant to confront the mirror, is eventually persuaded by Billy to look into it as a way to better understand herself and her powers. When Agatha peers into the dark mirror, she sees a vision of herself wielding unimaginable power, but at a terrible cost. In this vision, she stands alone, having destroyed all those she once cared about in her pursuit of ultimate magic. The mirror forces Agatha to confront the darkness within her, and for the first time, we see a vulnerability in her that has been hidden beneath her sharp wit and cynicism. Billy, too, is drawn to the mirror, but what he sees is much more cryptic. His vision hints at his connection to the Maximoff family and his role in the larger magical world. The vision shows him alongside a figure that is strongly implied to be his twin brother Tommy, although his face is obscured. This sets the stage for a major revelation later in the series, as Billy realizes that his journey is not just about helping Agatha, it's about finding his own place in the magical hierarchy. The Dark Mirror also teases the return of Wanda Maximoff, hinting that her story is far from over. This moment builds anticipation for the possibility of Wanda's resurrection or involvement later in the MCU, something that fans have speculated about since Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. The episode ends on a somber note as Agatha and Billy, both shaken by what they've seen, continue down the witch's road. There's a growing sense of unease between them, as Agatha becomes more suspicious of Billy's true intentions, and Billy begins to question whether Agatha can be trusted to wield the power she seeks. In this episode, the focus shifts to Agatha's past once again, but this time, the audience is taken deeper into her backstory. The flashbacks show Agatha as a young more about Agatha's life her Salem, but constantly overshadowed by her mother's expectations. Agatha Harkness. Agatha, a strict and powerful witch, balances present-day action with these flashbacks, shaping her daughter into someone that have shaped Agatha into and sought power at any cost. This strained relationship culminated in the moment Agatha betrayed her coven during the Salem witch trials, a decision that has haunted her ever since. In the present, Agatha and Billy reach a pivotal point on the witch's road. They encounter a mystical crossroads where the path ahead is divided. One road leads to the reclamation of Agatha's full power, while the other leads to redemption, but at the cost of never regaining her powers. Agatha is torn between these two choices, and Billy's advice only complicates things further. He urges her to choose redemption, but Agatha's desire for power is too strong to ignore. Rio Vidal reappears at this crossroads, once again challenging Agatha. This time, however, she offers Agatha a tempting deal. If Agatha helps her unlock chaos magic, she will ensure that Agatha regains all her powers. Agatha is tempted, but she knows that this path could lead to the very destruction she saw in the Dark Mirror. The episode builds to an emotional climax as Agatha finally confronts her feelings of guilt and regret over her betrayal of Wanda and her own coven. In a moment of vulnerability, she confesses to Billy that she is afraid of who she might become if she regains her full power. This admission marks a significant turning point in Agatha's character arc, as she begins to realize that power is not the answer to all her problems. The episode ends with Agatha and Billy choosing to continue down the path of redemption, despite the uncertainty it brings. As they move forward, Rio watches them from the shadows, her plans for chaos magic still in motion. As Agatha and Billy near the end of their journey on the witch's road, the stakes are higher than ever. The final trial they must face is the most dangerous yet. A confrontation with the spirits of the witches Agatha betrayed centuries ago. These spirits, led by her mother Evanora, seek vengeance for Agatha's past sins, and they will not rest until she is destroyed. This episode is filled with intense action sequences as Agatha and Billy battle the vengeful spirits. Agatha, still not at full power, must rely on her wit and cunning to survive, while Billy's powers continue to grow. The emotional weight of the episode comes from Agatha's confrontation with her mother, who accuses her of betraying serves as a manifestation of Agatha's deepest fears and regrets. Their confrontation is a powerful moment, as Agatha is forced to face the consequences of her actions. However, instead of seeking forgiveness, Agatha chooses to embrace her flaws and acknowledge that she can never fully atone for her past. This moment of self-realization allows her to finally break free from the guilt that has haunted her for so long. Billy, meanwhile, begins to understand the true nature of his powers. His connection to chaos magic becomes more evident, and he realizes that he may be the key to controlling it. However, this revelation also puts him in direct conflict with Rio Vidal, who has been manipulating events from the start. The episode ends with Agatha and Billy emerging victorious from the final trial, but the cost is high. Agatha has lost her chance at full redemption, but she has gained a deeper understanding of herself. Billy, on the other hand, is now more powerful than ever, but he fears what this power might mean for his future. The final episode of Agatha All Along is an explosive conclusion to the series. Rio Vidal makes her move, unleashing chaos magic in a bid to reshape the magical world in her image. Agatha and Billy, now fully aware of Rio's plan, must stop her before it's too late. This episode is packed with action as Agatha, Billy, and the remaining members of the Coven face off against Rio and her forces. The magical battles are visually stunning, with each character showcasing their unique abilities. Agatha, though not at full power, uses her experience and cunning to outmaneuver Rio, while Billy taps into his full potential, unleashing chaos magic in ways that even he didn't expect. The climax of the episode is a final showdown between Agatha and Rio. The battle is intense, with both witches pushing their powers to the limit. In the end, Agatha outsmarts Rio by using the lessons she's learned on the Witch's Road. Instead of relying on raw power, Agatha uses her knowledge of magic to trap Rio in a magical prison, effectively neutralizing the threat. The episode ends on a bittersweet note. Agatha, though victorious, is left to contemplate her future. She has regained some of her powers, but not all, and she knows that her journey is far from over. Billy, now fully aware of his connection to chaos magic, decides to leave Agatha and seek out his own destiny, hinting at his future involvement in the larger MCU. The final scene shows Agatha walking away from Westview, leaving her suburban life behind once and for all. She is no longer the villain she once was, but she is also not fully redeemed. As Agatha walks down the Witch's Road, she's reclaimed her power, and the audience is left with the promise of more Billy's fate now intertwined with hers, and the looming threat of dark forces yet to be revealed. One question remains. Is Agatha truly free, or is she just another pawn in a much larger game? Marvel fans, this story is far from over. Agatha's journey might seem complete, but every spell has consequences. What lies beyond the Witch's Road? What happens next in the shadows of the multiverse? Only time will tell, and maybe, just maybe, Agatha has one final trick up her sleeve.